A wage with benefits and incurring no student debt. You'll travel to different job sites, learn tons of skills, and in a lot of cases, be the first one on and last one off a job site. It all starts at laborers41.com.
Fishing for a seafood meal without the stress or mess of cooking? Leave the work to the Strachan Van Til Seafood Department. For just $1 extra per pound, we'll fry, grill, or steam your fish with your choice of 3 kinds of breading. Try our fish and seafood dinners. Each includes a half pound each of seafood and fries, and a quarter pound of coleslaw. Want the freshest catch in town? Reel in the fish and seafood selections from your local Strachan Van Til.
All right, folks, we are back, and it has been a wild morning here. This is a lot of fun. I love radio, love doing the twofers every couple of weeks, and this proves why I do it. It's just been a lot of fun, kind of madcap, unrehearsed, unannounced banter and fun this morning, and even a couple of interruptions, Jed with the Carpenters Union, but fun nonetheless. 845-1100 is the number to call. I know, Mad Mac, you've been kind of patiently waiting. We want to hear your review of Odyssey. And be honest with you, I missed an opportunity. I should have said this to Mark Chase. But the Times needs to bring back movie reviews. And we've got a person locally who does unbelievable movie reviews. So 845-1100, that'll be Mad Mac. We're going to be here till 9 o'clock, and then I am off until next Wednesday again. So, Adriana, it's been fun being here with you, even though you do have – does that say loser Cubs on there? Oh, that's what it says. It's loser Cubs.
They've been having a bipolar season, but depending on what side of the family we are with, then it depends on if we're a Cubs or Sox fan. I go see my grandmother. I'm like, I am 100% diehard Sox fan. I go with my dad and everything, and he's like, yep, I'm 100% Cubs fan. We took my boyfriend to his first baseball game. He went with my brother.
Your boyfriend's first baseball game. How old is your boyfriend?
He's 23. He's
23 years old, and he's never been to
People are like, where'd you find him? He lives under a rock. I'm like, it's okay. He's clay. We can mold him. We can make him whatever sports fan we want to. I just had to make sure. I asked him, I was like, okay, now, do you watch football? He's like, are you asking soccer or are you asking American football? I was like, both. He was just like, no. I was like, okay.
Oh, boy.
Are you a Bears fan? He's like, oh, yeah, I'll watch it. I'm like, are you a Green Bay fan? He's like, no. I'm like, okay, that's the correct answer. As long as that was that, I can do anything else.
I get the part about soccer and football. I get that. But baseball, and he's never been to baseball?
He's never been. My brother took him to his first White Sox game, and he was like, okay, I like this. And then he came with us.
Did your brother put the rock back that he came from under? Okay.
Probably, because then we took him with my dad. He's heard that he's never been to a Cubs game. Wrigley, never been. He's like, okay, we're going this night and everything. We all got the jerseys. And my dad looked at him. He's like, so which one do you like better, huh? And he's like, I think I like the Cubs better. I was like, that's the right answer when you're sitting right here with my dad. Now, when you go see my grandmother, you are a diehard Sox fan. We'll put the Sox jersey on you and everything.
The most games that I've seen in one season is 80.
80? Wow.
80, that was for the White Sox.
Do you have the season tickets?
Winning ugly. Well, that's a story to tell. Rick Mossels and I befriended a guy who hated the White Sox. Mm-hmm. They were his soon-to-be ex-wife's tickets.
Yeah.
And he had custody of them, and he sold them to us very cheaply. And that was a great season, in fact, to have tickets. Mm-hmm. So we bought those tickets from him, and it worked out very well. Been to dozens upon dozens of Cubs games over the years. Mm-hmm. So the group that I refer to as the Superior Avenue Liars Club, these were a bunch of old-timers that befriended me when I was a kid. And Tony Kampanik and Brownie Ostrowski and all the rest. Johnny Navta, we used to go up to the Cubs, and we'd go on senior day. And we'd go every week in the summer. And, of course, what's a 12-year-old or 13-year-old kid doing with seniors? They would buy the tickets, and then we'd get up to the gate, and the guy would be like, wait a minute, he's not a senior. And they're like, nah, he's with us.
He's with us, yeah.
And so I went to dozens upon dozens of Cubs games as well, even though I was always a White Sox fan. But nonetheless, it's kind of an interesting year. The Cubs are competitive, and so are the White Sox, and that's unique for Chicago. I hate to say this. I hate to rain on the parade, but I don't see the Cubs and the White Sox, in the World Series against each other. But it would
that would be an amazing game.
Yeah, and I think it was 1906 or 1908 when they actually did play each other, and a lot of interesting history about that one. I've actually read a book about when baseball was the center of the universe, and it was a great book. In fact, if I remember correctly, the book was given to Jed, and Jed looked at it and he goes, it's not my style. Here, you can have it. It was a really great book, but, typical Jed. 845-1100, again, we've got about 8 minutes left. I'm hoping that Mad Max still calls in because I wanted to hear about Odyssey, but if not, we'll hear about it next Wednesday.
I kept hearing mixed things about it.
Well, I hear it's amazing. It's amazing, but we'll take it from him.
Yeah.
Good morning, you're on the air.
There we go.
Hello? Are you there?
Yeah, my ears were burning.
Yes. So give us the review of Odyssey. Adrian Santos is sitting in the parking lot over here waiting for your review.
Oh, my God. Well, waiting with bated breath.
Yes.
So it's kind of a mixed deal. It's a little too long for sure. And part of my problem was that the gal pal called late and she wanted to go. I had a seat like in the middle, kind of far back, and it's on the IMAX screen, nice and big and wide. But we end up having to sit down like in the wheelchair seats, so you're a little close. But I will say the visual, that it being IMAX, that it was shot all in IMAX, big deal. I mean, that's not going to save anything. Anne Hathaway as Penelope, the wife of Odysseus, which is Matt Damon, she was absolutely fantastic. Best supporting actress, she should be nominated immediately.
Really?
But yeah, she was really, really good. She was fantastic in it. But the thing with the movie is you got to know the story. And if you don't read some decent reviews or like a Cliff's Note version of what the Odyssey is about, you're going to be kind of lost. And I thought walking out of the movie, I went to the 6 o'clock, so, you get out about 9:30. I was like, you know what? And it was packed. It was 95% full. I asked 7 people walking out. I said, hey, I write movie reviews, blah, blah, blah. What did you think, and did you understand the whole story? And they were kind of like half and half. Yeah, it was kind of okay, big screen, blah, blah, blah. 6 out of 7 said they didn't really fully understand the full story. And part of it is it's kind of left for you to have a knowledge of it coming into it a little bit. This isn't like your standard cops and robbers movie, I mean, this is... And realize what the Odyssey is. The Odyssey, when written by, it's Homer is the author, correct?
Right.
He never wrote it down. It was an oral story passed on and on and on. So it's kind of like Chinese telephone, makes it around the circle. And, it started out with 10 guys robbed a bank. And by the time it gets all around, it's like 3 kids, walked into a grocery store. It's like, what happened here, So that's how the oral story, that's how the story comes about. But it's definitely interesting. The visuals were stunning. Some of it just kind of, how can I possibly believe that Matt Damon, dressed up in his Greek garb, is standing there with an axe with like 90 guys around him in a dark room, and he's just going to spin with this axe and he's going to conquer them all? I mean, come on, Mr. Nolan. I mean, I get it's a movie, but, some of the stuff was a little out of hand. But as a visual story, I did get engulfed in it and very, enthralled with the story. The scenery is spectacular, particularly when you're seeing 2 people walking on a beach and the view of the beach is enormous and it's just gorgeous. So the visual parts of that were very good. But anything on the big screen, you can't go wrong. But you got to be prepared. This isn't going to be like 3 hours of pure enjoyment, having fun and yucks. it's kind of like a focus, almost like watching a documentary, so to speak. You got to stay focused and you got to pay attention because the nuances of the story, when spoken by certain characters, you have to know what's going on. And, that was part of the deal. So if I had to say go see it, if you're a fan of the movies, or a lot of people love Matt Damon. I am no fan of his. But if you like Matt Damon, you'll love him because he's in the whole thing. And there were two little controversies. I'll make it real quick. One was the black actress. She's like a beauty queen or model, whatever, and she portrays the white, I think someone of Troy, the Prince of Troy or whatever, Princess of Troy. And people made a big deal, at least critics or whatever, made a big deal because it's not a white woman, it's a black woman. Okay, that doesn't matter. But with that Ellen Page, the girl who's trying to pretend to be a guy and she cut her breast off and all that idiotic stuff, she weighs like 70 pounds and she's in a movie in a part where it's all masculine, testosterone-filled men. It looks absolutely idiotic. Why he did that, I guess she was in a movie with him before. I think the movie was Tenant. Just stupid. It's like putting Tom Dabertin on a racehorse for a movie to be a jockey. It's absolutely ludicrous. But if you want to go see the movie, I don't think you'd be necessarily disappointed. You have to like it. You have to suspend reality a little because it's Greek mythology. But, I might actually go back and see it because I can do it for free to sit in the back up high to really get the full effects of the IMAX and that. But, I'm kind of like, I hate to say, I'm not a fence sitter, but I'd say I'm kind of on the fence on this one.
Well, it's interesting because it's gotten a lot of reviews, a lot of acclaim from Hollywood. But I agree with you. It seems like an awfully
that's
long.
the key, though.
It seems like it's an awfully long movie.
Yeah, it's 2 hours, 55 minutes, and they use every 2 hours and 55 minutes of it. Here's the thing that kind of made my spidey senses go up. They did not do a movie review like out in L.A. with the public at all. Normally they'll invite, there's like 10,000 people on this list. Hey, come watch the movie, give us feedback, but you cannot speak about it. And you sign a contract to go see those previews. Don't you open your lips, we'll sue you. They didn't do that at all. They only let the critics see it. And the critics come out, of course. You think a critic is going to go against this director, Nolan? This guy runs half of Hollywood. He's the king with producing movies. No chance. And every critic, 9 out of 10. Masterpiece. Unbelievable. Beats the guy. I'm like, okay, time out. You're on the payroll. You got to say what you got to say. And they had a couple people who snuck in and saw it, and they go, dude, this is like, what did I just do with 2 hours and 55 minutes? Well, I don't know, man. It's kind of a coin toss, and I hate to be on that, but
that's why I love your frankness and your honesty when it comes to review of movies, Mad Mac. Thank you so much.
Oh, hey, real quick, I'll put this review on Trucker Mike's, what is it, Ground to Air page. We put up a little setup on there, so we're going to put all the reviews on there from now on just to put this media conglomerate to bigger picture and scale in that,
All right, very good. Hey, thank you so much. Thanks for calling in and giving that review. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
No
Folks,
problem, brother.
We are out of time. It's been great 2 days in a row. WJOB, keep it tuned all day, all week to WJOB 1230 AM, 104.7 FM. It's Tom Dabertin. I will see you next Wednesday morning beginning at 6 a.m. Take care, folks. Enjoy Pierogi Fest. Enjoy the weekend. We'll see you soon.